Well, markets have been choppy through this week and at least over the last 4 to 5 odd trading sessions. But at the moment, what happened on Thursday was largely a recovery trade, or rather, markets attempting at least to recover. When we look at the S&P 500 and the Dow, both gained around a fifth of a percent or so, with earnings of Microsoft and Visa both giving the markets a bit of a boost. There was also Facebook parent rather, Meta, which declared its earnings with almost 2 billion active users, definitely a big positive for the stock. And they declared earnings post market with the Nasdaq futures zooming as well. Good impact on Nasdaq futures, and the stock future was up almost 20%, and that has led US futures higher. So there's definitely a positive sentiment at the moment on the street. When we look at European markets, well, they also closed largely higher, despite fears of the gas supply, restrictions by Russia, as well as, of course, the growth concerns that have been coming through. And when we look at Asia, of course, the good um, the good translation from global markets is reflecting in Asian markets as well. The Nikkei was up around 3/5 of a percent, or is up around 3/5 of a percent as we speak. The Shanghai up around 2/3 of a percent. The Hang Seng up around 1.2%. The ASX 200 is also up over 1%, and the Kospi up a little over 0.5% or thereabouts in early trade today. When we look at the SGX Nifty, it's a far more tempered start. It's up around a tenth of a percent at the moment, at least. So definitely holding on to some amount of green for sure. When we look at oil and gold, well, oil has again come back off that $103 a barrel mark to around $100 or just below $101 as we speak. Gold too has surprisingly tapered downwards. It's down around 1% since yesterday, which is around $1,904 a share or thereabout, $1,904 an ounce or thereabouts. It's now back to 1884, below that 1900 mark. It was holding up above 1900 quite well across or through this week. When we look at bond yields, it's come in at 2.84% is where the 10-year US bond yields are at. And the US dollar, the dollar index has gained sharply. That's definitely in focus. So currency is back in focus. Dollar index is above the 103 mark. So that may still continue to be a concern for especially Indian markets. Lastly, looking at crypto, there's been a good bounce back after yesterday's steep fall. Yesterday at the start of trade, Bitcoin was down around 5%. It's rebounded a bit, back up around 2% or thereabouts. It's just below that $40,000 mark. And that's broadly how global indices are looking in early trade today.